topic of the day, Joe, man. We on here, we rapping, man. Last topic of the day, bro. Joe, at the start of the season, we picked teams to go to the NBA Finals
We did?
and to
Okay.
win the NBA Finals. We did. We did. We had those conversations. Now I know we've been locked in on football, right? Because our two teams, they was competitive NFC Championship game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We made it that far, so we was really locked in on that. But on the side, we had them teams that we predicted to make runs. You know what I'm saying? That we was checking in on. All right, what's going on? What's going on? Let's look at what Boston doing. Let's look at what the Timberwolves doing. Let's look at what you know what I mean. So, y'all gotta ask
Okay.
you. NBA Finals pick post check. I love that headline. How do you feel about the teams you picked to go to the NBA Finals and the team you picked to win the NBA Finals? Halfway, well, a little over halfway through the season now, post All Star break. How you feeling? You still feel the same way, or you? How you feeling?
Listen, man. I got me a bucket hat, a lawn chair, feet in the sun, breeze on my face. I'm chilling. I love my picks. For those who don't remember from earlier in the season, I chose before the first game was ever played, OKC, Boston Celtics. And I feel good. Now let's start with the Boston Celtics. Yeah, Cavs number one seed. We all know number one seed always win the championship. The Cavs, they remind me of I don't want to disrespect them, right? Atlanta Hawks,
Mm.
Toronto Raptors. One of those teams that are good in the regular season, but they just don't have that guy that's going to propel them over that elite team like the Celtics team. The Celtics, Porzingis, he has been in and out the lineup. Jaylen Brown has been the normal Jaylen Brown. I am disappointed in the Brown. I feel like he would have taken another step up this year. He hasn't. He's been literally the same guy he was last year. Jason Tatum at times MVP caliber player, but then out of nowhere, it's Jason Tatum. But they are a team that are fresh over a championship. That are trying to get through the season. So I'm not tripping with the Celtics right now. Do they need number one? Do they need a number one seed? No. But I'm fully confident they will get back to the NBA Finals because I don't see a really big threat outside of the Cavs, but I'm not really confident in the Cavs. So I'm feeling really good about the Celtics. OKC Thunder. I'm feeling really good about them, AJ. I ain't gonna lie. I'm feeling really good. Now, why did I pick OKC Thunder going into the season? Last year, number one seed, cool. What happened was they went against Luka Doncic. Kyrie Irving, they lost. I get you that. I actually picked the Mavs to win that series. I did. But why they lose? Experience. First time there. SGA wasn't aggressive enough like he was in the regular season. But, he learned from his mistakes. You see SGA took up another notch. I mean, he's leading the league in scoring right now. He didn't do this last year. He's averaging near 33 points a game, AJ. He sniffed 51 times and touched it twice after that. I like this 50-point game. Also, Chet Holmgren been out almost the whole year, AJ. He barely played this year. Chet Holmgren, he's the X factor for the OKC Thunder. Hold on, my phone acting up. Okay, what's going on? I'm trying to pull this stuff. I'm sorry, but but OKC Thunder, they got defenders everywhere, bro. Like I try to talk to people about OKC Thunder, and they try to tell me, oh, I'm like, one thing about OKC Thunder, they literally have defenders everywhere. Like they got SGA is a defender. Jalen Williams is a defender. They got Caruso is a defender. Chet Holmgren defender, and my boy Lou Dort, he a defender. They got a defender that Wiggins is a defender, and Wiggins been balling also. So OKC Thunder, they are one of the youngest teams in the NBA. They got to that playoff experience the first time they had in a long time since KD and them left. They got that out their bucket, and then they lost to the NBA Finals appearance guys in the Western Conference. I really don't see a team in the Western Conference that will beat this team in the 7-game series. When you have a team in the playoffs, you need that guy. When everything is started out, they know your plays. They know what you're going to do. Who's that guy that's going to get you a bucket over and over again? It's SGA. SGA is that guy. So I'm super confident in both my teams. Listen, poker. Listen, I got my cards. I'm not folding at all. I'm keeping them in my hand because I'm really confident that my team, both of them, will get to the finals.
Joe.
I want to hear it.
I'm trying to get mine together. Trying to get my notes together too. Joe. These boys got me sweating, Joe. They got me sweating, man. They got me sweating, bro. What's going on? What's going on, bro? Now, I had a ton of success in it with the NFL. That's why it's been fun to rock with them. It's been fun. My birds ain't let me down. Yes, they ain't let me down, bro. But these Bucks and these Timberwolves, bro. What is going on? Let's start with Milwaukee first. I don't think Milwaukee's playing terrible. I don't think Milwaukee is playing bad basketball. When Giannis and Dame is on the floor at the same time, to my eye, they look better than what they did last year. They look better. Their chemistry is developing. Giannis banged up right now, calf soreness. Them calf injuries really be making me nervous. Ever since KD, man, them calf injuries be making me a little nervous. So, yes, take your time coming back. You know what I mean? But my biggest issue with them was injuries. Can they be healthy when it mattered most? And then I was of the impression that going into the playoffs, you was going to have Giannis. You was going to have Dame. You was going to have Chris Middleton, Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez, the whole squad with the shooters. You got Gary Trent and all. You got the shooters around you. And I believe that formula, I truly believe healthy, going into the playoffs with that chemistry developed, that formula will be enough to take down anybody in the Eastern Conference. I truly, truly believe that, especially if Chris Middleton, because he has that upside. We've seen it. He has that upside to go off in the postseason, right? And they need that because with Dame and Giannis, they need another guy that can offset things. If you slow down Dame, you slow down Giannis, one of them having a bad game, Chris can be that guy that can draw attention for defenses and make it easier on these shooters. And he could also just be a flat-out great scorer and a pretty decent defender, too. A pretty decent defender. Chris Middleton being Chris Middleton coming to the season hurt. He ain't 100%. Then he come back. He playing up and down. And what do? They go trade him for Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma is such a wild card, bro. He's such a wild card because I've seen Kuz have some really good games. I have. But at the same time, bro, Kuzma had them games where it's like, bro, what we doing, Kuz? Turning the ball over, taking just idiotic shots out there on the floor, trying to do too much. It's the reason why the Lakers got rid of him. You trying to do too much out here, bro. Now, what I will say about the Bucks is this. I like Kuzma to an extent with this team because I don't view it as a team that is super top heavy because it's not like when I looked at for example, the Phoenix Suns last year, you had KD, you had Book, you had Bradley Beal. And now to me, that was it. That was the team. That was the team, right? But we saw how far they went. They didn't really go very far. Kuzma can't be your consistent third option, which is why I love the fact that you still have Bobby Portis, you still have Brook Lopez, because those guys can randomly pitch in and give you 20 to 30 any given night. They have those moments like that. So I like that for Kuz because even though there's pressure on him to replace Middleton, in my opinion, it's more so of a team effort than it is just him being the third option. Any given night, somebody else on the Bucks can be the third option. So that's why I kind of like it. But he don't have the upside as Chris Middleton, in my opinion, bro. Come playoff time, he don't. So I hated the trade. And I understand Chris Middleton is not healthy, or Chris Middleton is never healthy. I get all that. Giannis be hurt all the time too, and Dame does as well. I would have at least given that team one more shot in the playoffs before I made any moves. Give him one more chance. Moving on from Chris Middleton, bro. I ain't gonna completely jump off shit, bro. But as you know, Joe, that was one of the biggest reasons why I picked them to make a run, because I feel like Chris Middleton is that important to the team. So I still think the Bucks are going to be good. But going up against the Celtics or even the Cavs, I slightly agree with you on the Cavs not having that elite piece to put them over the top. But I want to see Donovan Mitchell healthy for a playoff run with this team. You know what I'm saying? Like, as they're constructed now, I think them getting DeAndre Hunter is a big-time piece for them. I think that's going to help them out a lot as far as the overall team, offensively and defensively. I want to see them healthy. But, like, I'm not gonna jump off ship, Joe, but the Bucks got me like, bro, come on, bro. Like, don't trade Middleton, right? That hurt. Then you got the Timberwolves.
He dropped the Spencer.
bro. The Wolves, bro. I must admit, even though I say when they traded Karl Anthony Towns and brought in Julius Randle, I thought it would fit a little better. I knew it was gonna be rough. I knew it was gonna be a little ugly, but I thought it would fit a little better. Oh, it's been horrendous. It really has been horrendous. And they have played their best ball when the two of them aren't on the floor at the same time. And whether people want to acknowledge it or not, Julius Randle is your second best player. Now, Dante DiVincenzo, sometimes he steps up in that role and he's the second best player, right? You know what I mean? Sometimes Naz Reid steps into that role. He's the second best player, right? But on any given night, bro, you don't know who the second best player is. You don't know who's the next guy that's going to get buckets alongside with Anthony Edwards. That helps you some nights where it's like a defense don't really know how to game plan for you because any given night the second option could go off, and it could be Alexander Walker. It could be Mike Conley. It could be Rob Dillingham when he's getting ticked. It could be anybody. It could be Julius. It could be Dylan. It could be any of these guys, DiVincenzo. But on the flip side, when it matters most, bro, who is your second guy? Because teams going to double team Edwards all game long. And my biggest issue with the Wolves is they don't play their young guys, bro. You got all this depth. The Wolves got depth, bro. They drafted Terrence Shannon Jr., and I think Dog is a nice young player given the opportunity. Every time he touches the floor, he does something nice. Defensively, offensively, he does something nice. He don't get no playing time. Don't get me started on Rob Dillingham. Don't get me started on Rob Dillingham. You traded up. Everybody knew going into this offseason, Joe, you needed another playmaking guard. Everybody knew that. When you made the trade for Julius Randle, in my mind, the side of me said, okay, this might work because Julius Randle can be somewhat of a playmaker. He's a better playmaker than Karl Anthony Towns. He just is. What I didn't anticipate is him playing so much ISO ball and him not being a playmaker, right? And so, at least with this team, I didn't like with the Knicks. I understood it because you've been there for a while. But with the Timberwolves, I thought he'd be a little bit more passive. No, he's still the same Julius Randle. He's still the same guy. And especially when Anthony Edwards is completely off, bro. And so ideally, you still have the same problem you had last year, Joe. You need another playmaking guard. And instead of going and trading for another playmaking guard, you draft Rob Dillingham. You trade up for him. You trade up to the 8th pick in the draft to draft Rob Dillingham and don't play him. Bro, if they put a lineup up there, Rob Dillingham, Dante DiVincenzo, Anthony Edwards, Naz Reid, and Rudy Gobert, they have different results. But they don't want to play this lineup, bro. So I'm out on the Wolves. I'm out on the Wolves. They're not going to. They are not going to the finals. They're not going to the finals. I just gotta. It's not happening, bro. And I've come to this for the people that are watching that follow Four Wolves takes. Y'all know I've been said this. I was wrong. I've been said, all right, y'all, I was wrong. This is what it's looking like now. We gotta reevaluate our expectations. This Wolves team, it's not happening. I do think them figuring out their ownership situation has helped them a bit now to make big time moves going forward. But as of this season, bro, they're not going to the finals as presently constructed, bro. Especially if you're not willing to play the young guys, man. It's to answer the question directly. Long-winded way to answer the question. My pulse on the Bucks, my blood pressure is rising. It's rising, y'all. My blood pressure with the Wolves, boy, I'm about to pass out. Every game, I'm like, oh my God. Every game, it's over, bro. It's over. It's over for that. I'm not willing to say I was wrong about the Bucks just yet, but I'm damn sure was wrong about the Wolves, man. I'm damn sure was wrong about the Wolves, man.
Hey, you funny. So yeah, the Bucks are 21-16 with Giannis and Dame playing, which is a percentage that based on percentage, they'll be like the fourth seed. So look, I'm wishing the Bucks. The Bucks are still alive, you know. But I know you still feeling like you said, like the Celtics are the favorite, and maybe the Cavs too. And I'm with you with Donovan Mitchell. I want to see him also. I don't think the Celtics are just too good, but the Timberwolves, I would give them credit. They are playing Rob Dillingham more this new year, but not enough. He getting like 15, 16, 17 minutes a game. He need more. He needs like a Malik Monk role when he was off the bench with the Kings. He needs like a 20 plus minutes per game. He's
Joe,
like he
Joe,
go ahead.
I think he should be starting, bro.
Oh, so I'm with you on that too. I'm with you
I
on
think
that
he
too.
should be
I'm with you
starting,
on that.
bro.
But if you want him to be like a firecracker off the bench, you know what I mean? I'm cool with that too. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you need that in the team, right? And Julius Randle, I remember when the trade went down, I was like, yeah. So how I'm looking at y'all, right? Like, just look at y'all last few games, AJ. It's like the Timberwolves, like, so I watch a good amount of y'all games because of you. You know what I mean? It's like the Eagles. You know what I mean? I gotta watch the Eagles. I know I gotta come over here and watch them. You know, do Unfazed with my boy AJ. I gotta watch the Lakers, obviously. And I gotta watch the Timberwolves. And then because you picked the Bucks, I gotta watch the Bucks. All right. But y'all weird. Like y'all weird. I just take it straight up. You beat Dallas, you beat Denver, you beat the Hawks, you beat Phoenix, you beat Utah, you lose to the Wizards. I don't get it. You beat Dallas, you beat Denver, you beat Atlanta, Phoenix, Utah, then you lose to the Wizards. I don't get that. Then you lose to us. Okay, you pick it up. You beat the Bulls, you beat Houston, you beat Portland, who was hot. You lose to the Cavs, I get it. You lose to the Bucks, I get it. But then you beat OKC. Like when y'all play OKC, y'all AGA was terrible from the field early in the game, and he started picking up towards the game. But and Anthony Edwards wasn't good either. They both were shooting terrible in that game, but y'all ended up winning that game. So the fact that y'all got Anthony Edwards also, he's a superstar in this league.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you and Vaughn had your little moment in the chat. That's why I get into the chats, right? He has picked it up, right? He has been facilitated more. Anthony Edwards for this team to compete, because they can get out the West if he take his level to it. He got to go to another level. He has to.
He gotta go to a nuclear level.
He does nuclear. I would say that he has to go to like best play, like Luka. Like Luka had Kyrie, but Luka was amazing though. Like Luka was average. He averaged the most points, rebounds, assists, still every major statistical category like LeBron did. He had the most in the whole playoff run for the Mavericks. Anthony Edwards got to be amazing like that if you got to get there because he's that special. That's one thing I like about Anthony Edwards. He's a special talent. When you have a special talent like Anthony Edwards, you have a chance to do something special. Do you have a chance to win a championship? No. In the NBA, to win a championship, you gotta have a good team. I can't name not one NBA champion that got there and won with barely nothing. That just don't happen. You gotta have a team in the NBA. You just do. So I would say that. And I get it while you're out though on the Timberwolves. I'm looking at the Julius Randle like I said New York won that trade from the jump. And it's showing already. It's showing like the reason why I said New York won that trade, everybody goes with narratives all the time. When Cat was in the playoffs, he had one game that he shot poorly from three, right? And everybody crushed Cat. He's soft. He's too soft. He's too soft. Oh my gosh. Okay, he might not be the toughest person in court. But y'all act like he's not the second best player on this court. Like you act like he's not the second best player on this team. He's valuable on this team. And his presence brings attention. It does. Like it relieves pressure off of Anthony Edwards. So y'all got rid of him and brought in Julius Randle, who's injury prone. Who would say he will be healthy in the playoffs?
And can't space the floor the same way.
And not just that, AJ. Does he perform in the playoffs? No. He's trash in the playoffs. Julius Randle, I'm not saying he's trash, but you haven't had moments in the playoffs, and I can say that's a playoff performer. I could more so say he's not a playoff performer. He hasn't performed in the playoffs. So getting him was not an upgrade. I get it. I got rid of him because of contract issues and all that. You have to pay him next year and all that stuff. But I get it. But this is a year where y'all going to just have to live through this year if y'all don't make nothing and just flip him next year. I got to get rid of him next year. I don't know how much a year he has left on his contract.
But I think this is last year. Or
okay.
I think this year, and then he got like a player option for next year, if I'm not mistaken.
He got a playoff.
I believe I got double check that. I believe he does though, because that's been talked about. I got pushed back on one thing.
Go ahead.
It was more than one bad cat game, bro. He was abysmal to start that Mavs series. First 3 games, he was a
Oh, the
no show.
Mavs. Okay.
Bro. First 3 games, he was a no show. I mean, my goodness, like they lost that series. Now Ant didn't play amazing either, the host, but they lost that series. Cat was,
I was talking
oh
about the
my.
Denver game, Denver series.
Okay, yeah, I got you,
Yeah.
I got you. So that's the one part. I think he got the most scrutiny for how he played in the conference finals. That was crazy. But the reason why they so up and down, number one, bro, I love Anthony Edwards, bro. Anthony Edwards has not developed as the type of leader he needs to be for this team. He just hasn't, bro. And the biggest reason, the biggest signs I see of that is one, how they play against teams that they know they better than. Like the leader has you ready for those teams, man. This team, let's get them out of here. Let's ball out, get them out of here. He come out playing sluggish with the rest of the team, and they follow his lead. He come out lackadaisical against teams they supposed to beat, and then before you know it, it's a game in the fourth, and they struggling to pull it out. But against games like against Boston, against LA, against the best teams in the league, it's normally a great game because he come out the gates balling. He come out the gates ready to hoop because. Hey, it's showtime. We on national television. This is one of the best teams in the league, right? They don't show up against the teams that they're supposed to beat, right? The second thing is this. I really didn't like his comments over All-Star break. That's what they got Wemby for. I don't want to be the face of the league. However he phrased it. Come on, Ant, bro.
Okay.
Come on, Ant, bro. Like, I feel him. I know you don't want to take on that responsibility, bro. But guess what? For the Wolves to be where you want them to be, you might have to be the face of the league, like you said. You might have to be the face of the league. And it's more than just talking a certain way in interviews. It's more than just how you present yourself. It's about every single game you are there and your presence is felt on the court. That is not the case every game with Anthony Edwards sometimes. He's gotten better, but that's not the case sometimes. He started this season off playing terrible. Like, it's just being honest. He started this season off playing bad. And I understand a lot of that has to do with coaching, which is my last point. And I'll get to that in a second. A lot of that has to do with coaching. But at the same time, he could have been better. This is why I could only push back, but so far on our conversation with Bob, make sure y'all join the chats. I can only push back, but so far, because I recognize, Ant, bro, this ain't, come on, bro. You're shooting a billion and 1 threes. You're not putting pressure on the defense. You're making it easier for teams to double team you. I know coach not putting you in the best position, but bro, and then he had the comments out of the game where he was passing the ball quite a bit. They got back in the game, but he wasn't happy about how much he had to pass the ball. I don't want to play like that, bro. He's very young, bro, and he shows that a bit too much. He does. So that is a part of it. And the other part to it is this, besides him and the leadership and how he plays, because he has been better, bro. Coach Finch, man. Coach Finch in these lineups, in these rotations, he's been struggling all year, Joe. All year he's been struggling to find his lineup. And I've been preaching all year what the lineup got to be. Rob Dillingham, Dante DiVincenzo, Anthony Edwards, Nas Reed, and Rudy Gobert is going to give you your best shot to win the most games because they can space the floor out. They make it easier on Anthony Edwards. You got a bunch of shooters out there. You got a few playmakers out there on the court. And you got an anchor down there in the paint. That is what you need. Allow Julius Randle to come play off the bench. I know he don't want to, but allow him to run with the second unit. If you're really watching the Wolves, you see Julius Randle plays his best ball with that second unit. Why? Because he can ISO up. He could come. He could be the playmaker. He can be the guy. Same dude he was in New York. You could be that with the second unit. But it's hard for him to be that with Anthony Edwards on the floor at the same time and them both do their thing at the same time. It's hard for them to do that because the spacing is off. It's not like Cat, where Cat can go to a certain wing and just wait for the three, or go to the corner and just wait for the three, or just go to the paint and make a play. He's not that type of player. Julius Randle want to bring the ball up and make plays. That don't work. Anthony Edwards bringing the ball up. It don't work. So it's on Ant. It's on coaching and they rotations. And I agree with what you said, Joe. The goal is just to get out of it. We know what they are. They got to get out of this year. They got to finish strong, get out of this year. They have been playing well down the stretch, but get out of this year. Figure out what you're doing with Julius Randle going forward. They didn't make any trades at the trade deadline. I wasn't really feeling that. I think this is a year of evaluation. Put your young guys out there. Terrence Shannon Jr., Rob Dillingham, all you Minot, all you young guys, put them out there, see what you got, and move forward like that, man. That's what I think the Wolves should do. But they to me, they not a championship caliber team.
See, like, so I agree a lot with what you said. All right. And by the way, you're right. Cat against Dallas shot 30% loss, 25% loss, 27% loss, 69% won, 45%. But last thing I want to say before we get out of here, Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle. Right? What you said. Julius Randle is better when he's not on the floor. You mentioned leadership when it comes to Anthony Edwards, right? This when it comes to him, when Anthony Edwards on the court, sacrifices got to be happening because sometimes you need to give up to get more in the back end, right? Because you need Julius Randle down the stretch. You sometimes Shaq and Kobe, Phil used to go to Kobe like, yo, make sure a big fella happy. All right, I mean, I ain't got to worry about you, Kobe. You got to make sure a big fella happy. I ain't saying Julius Randle Shaq, but you get what I'm saying. Like sometimes you said it's your second best player. Julius Randle get through stretches when he's the guy. Like he would get like, 3 buckets in a row, 4 buckets in a row. And it's like, dang, God, dang. You know what I mean? So Anthony Edwards sometimes, I know you say he bring the ball up. I think Julius Randle is best when he's like at the 3-point line or somewhere in the mid post. You just give it to him, let him ISO and do his thing. And sometimes you got to get out of his way and let him do his thing. So I think if they just do that more and Anthony Edwards just sacrifice more early in the game and down the stretch, you gain the confidence of Julius Randle, they'll be better off. But the best bet is just get rid of him next year.
It ain't working.
It ain't working.
It ain't working. At the end of the day, it's not working, in my opinion. It's not working, in my opinion.
All right, man. Great show, man. I know we rapped a little bit too much, AJ
we was going today.
Yeah, shout out to Tomo. He came in with his 5 minutes. But my last words would be shout out to the whole R2 network, shout out to the whole R2 family. Like AJ said AJ said through the chats, make sure you gotta tune into become a member so you can join our chats. We have a chat for every